Phil, do you think this is the best World Cup pack ever from Nike?
Yes.
Yes?
Is that the video done now?
Are we signing off? No, of course not. Guys, today we're here to talk about the Just Do It pack that just released, obviously. It's made for the World Cup. It's white. It's got some bling underneath. And frankly, I think it looks absolutely amazing. Now, we did the playtest. We heard some reactions from you guys. And it was kind of, should we say, 50-50.
Yeah,
maybe
splitting hairs here.
Maybe a little bit towards people actually liking it more than disliking it, but I think there was also a lot of you saying that it was a bit boring. And I mean, I can kind of feel it, but
come on, after the history that Nike has of being way too flashy sometimes and way too endeavorous on some colorways, I gotta say, like, I like Nike toning it down a little bit and then just putting some bling on underneath. I mean, I don't mind.
They had to put bling on it, didn't they? I mean, that's just the way it is. But Phil, today we're basically gonna talk a bit about the pack. I'm gonna tell you the story behind the pack. We can talk about what we think, and then also discuss the OG Nike World Cup packs to kind of compare them to these, because there have been like some cool boots and some, should we say, I think this is one of the most, we're gonna get back to that. Yeah. We're gonna back, right. So stay tuned, because Just Do It pack right here is basically, as you can see, all white boots made with this slightly shiny pearlescent finish on top of the, should we say, raw white knit. And then of course we have the bling on the sole plate. And basically the funny thing is here that I'm not sure if it's the official story, but it seemed to me that the boots kind of mix well with the fact that Nike are playing on the national pride of the players. So instead of going in and stealing the show, they're basically just white so they can let the players and the national kids take the attention. So
it's kind of like a template for a boot, and then each player get to personalize it with their own, you know, nationality on there.
Exactly, and also we got the triangle on the heel. Some would say it's Illuminati confirmed. I don't know about that. I think it's just a triangle. But the point with this is the players can then go in and basically cover the whole triangle with a triangle cutout of the national flag. So if this was me, we would have a triangle Danish flag on there. So,
and I would have all three flags on there.
Yeah, that would be a bit weird. So maybe Nike will never ever just
give me a boot like that. No,
yeah,
probably
no.
not.
You're just too big of a liability. Anyway, I actually think that it's pretty cool. Obviously, with the white upper, it's not something we've seen that much. And then we've got the bling on the plates.
Yes.
I mean, it just looks good.
It doesn't go wrong, does it? Like, I mean, they have to slap some bling on it. You know, you can't just have a low-profile Nike boot. Doesn't work like that. I mean, we know you by now, Nike.
Yes. I mean, I'm a big fan of this. I don't know about you, but
I am.
I really like it. I mean, I've always been a fan of white boots. It's I don't know. It just feels to me that ever since I was a kid, you know, back when black boots were primarily black boots.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it was only the good kids that had white boots or even flashy boots. The silver. The gray, black, red Predator Precisions, all that stuff. It was only the good kids that had those, and you know, so I just think
you wore the like whiteout boots.
Oh no, I wore blackout back then. I wasn't good enough for anything else than blackout. I just think the white boots, they have some sort of elegance to them. They really look clean and crisp.
You know, before you use them. Obviously, because
I mean, I'm just gonna go away for a bit. You keep talking.
I mean, this is from one use. Obviously, you can clean it off quite easily, but I mean, they're not gonna stay white. But hopefully you guys understand that is obvious that if you buy a pair of white boots, they're not gonna stay white forever. Are you bringing the examples here?
I'm bringing a few of the boots that we actually wore. So the Obras here, Obra low cuts. Worn for a bit. Okay, I was a naughty boy. I wore them on turf just because we didn't have anywhere else to go. Nope. Don't do that with your FG boots, kids, but I wore them on turf, and I mean, turf isn't the best for white boots. Let's just put it that way.
No.
So yes, this is also an example of what not to do, because your boots are gonna get really, really dirty, but it is a brave move. with white
It
boots.
is.
And you know, the knit isn't gonna stay white. That's just the name of the game. But I still reckon it's a cool pack.
I agree. But you know, whenever you get your boots like this, you can always go check out the video of JayMike, you know, teaching you guys how to clean your boots.
Yes, that's true. And you can actually see that if you click the link in the corner of your screen. Phil, before we talk the old packs, I just want to give a shout out to Nike for actually putting the side swoosh back where it belongs. I mean, this looks like a Vapor should.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like the OG Vapors. Vapor 1s, Vapor 2s, and the Vapor 3. Do you remember the Heritage Pack Vapor they made for the 06? The yellow and green one?
Yes.
Side swoosh was back. This is basically the closest thing we're gonna get to. I mean, it just looks right. Let me.
I agree. I mean, you can't go wrong with a, you know, I don't know even what to say, Jay, but it feels less in your face.
Just look at this. The side swoosh is there. It has the fast silhouette. It has the little tongue that sticks up. This is also the case for the Just Do It Vapor. It's white, and I think this is one of the best Mercurial designs we've seen for a long time. There's just something about it. I really like it.
It's very sleek.
It just has that. It gives the Mercurial that fast, speedy, streamlined, simple, minimalistic look. Once again, that I loved it for.
I can't contest you on this one. Like, honestly, I just remember back in the days when all the good players, as you said, were wearing these Mercurials back in the days, and I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I wasn't one of those technical players, so I didn't wear those. But I gotta agree, such a sleek design, and yeah, the silhouette is just...
But is it the best ever, Phil? I mean, Nike, they've made some pretty good World Cup packs. Let's start back in 2010 with the Elite pack. Now, I only have 2 of the boots. My Legend 3s, 3 Elites, perished, sadly. So that's a bit of a shame. But we have the Superfly 2 Elites. We have the CTR 360 Maestri Elites. Solid boots. And back then they had this, I think, it's not silver, it's not purple. But it's this like purplish.
It is some, you know, middle ground. It's like...
Exactly. Yeah. But back then Nike scientists figured out that this was the, should we say, in terms of visibility, the best colorway out there, because it would be easier to spot your teammates when just quickly browsing the pitch for players to give the ball to from the corner of your eye.
Usually I used, you know, looking at the shirt of the teammates player, you know.
Yeah, but the boots. But I think
it's a good storyline.
And this kind of set the precedent for you know, World Cup packs, because it had such a unified look, and you could basically just see all over the pitch there were these silver, purplish, orange boots. Beautiful. This was not a very good boot, but it was, you know, so iconic in terms of the looks of it. And I think this is going to be difficult for Nike to ever beat in terms of a tournament pack. Then 2014, we had the launch, very iconic as well, of the Superfly Force and the Magista Obra 1s. That came out with these, it was basically centered around the Hyper Punch, the red one here, and the Volt, which is like a super Nike colorway.
In your face as well.
And the Tiempos were Volt, the Magistas were Volt, and the Hypervenoms and the Superflies were Hyper Punch, basically centered around attack and creating. And you can say what you want. The boots were really nice, but I mean, in terms of being a World Cup pack, I don't feel it was as strong.
No, I don't feel like they had a strong statement, you know, showing exactly. No, I don't think so. I
mean, they look iconic, but it was just a bit more of a blur. Especially compared to what Adidas had in 2014 with the Battle Pack. It just had this white and black pattern, you know, the battle pattern all over the boots. Perhaps a bit more iconic, perhaps easier to spot. So where do we rank this, the new one?
I mean, I just gotta say, I really love the fact that Nike thought about, you know, you can personalize it and customize it to your own nationality and you being your own personality on the field with a, you know, subtle pair of boots.
But where do we rank it in terms of like visibility and on-pitch visibility, you know, uniqueness? I want to say how iconic they are. It's gonna be white all over the pitch, man.
That's true. That's true. And it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be different.
Like it's gonna be this all over. That's what I think is so brilliant.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this was, I mean, the boots were nice and they looked all right, but, you know, they kind of lost out to Adidas in 14 because of the battle pack that had this unified look. Now they're back with this. I mean, it's gonna be pretty difficult to beat an all-white pack.
I think it's almost impossible to beat an all-white pack.
In terms of, you know, this unified look.
Yeah.
Just pops.
I love this, Jay. Jay, I love this.
You seem a little bit toned down in your love.
It's early in the morning and I just feel like, you know, I've said this to you a few times before and we've discussed this, you know, off camera.
Yes.
And you know what I think, but I'm gonna give it out to you guys as well. Like, you can't go wrong with whiteout boots.
No.
And as we said, Nike are not gonna be all toned down and go all white, so the little bit of bling underneath and the glittery laces and the little bit of shininess on the upper is just that little edge that gives it to Nike that, you know, gives it the Nike kind of trademark.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's their kind of thing.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and I say I don't think it's the strongest Nike World Cup pack ever. It would be because of the Mercurial. I think the Mercurial is the standout looking boot of this pack. But otherwise, I still think that the Elite pack kind of edges it because it's so iconic that it's going to be difficult to beat. But let's see. I mean, we haven't seen it on the pitch yet, so I might be wrong. But guys, what do you think about the new Just Do It pack? You should let us know in the comment section right down below. Now, as of today, you can actually go and grab a pair for yourself. You can do that if you click the link right over next to Philip's face. Of course, also, don't forget to join the Unisport Live family. Go subscribe to the channel with the notifications on, of course, by clicking the green bubble somewhere over my head. And finally, go and check out playtest of the Just Do It pack by clicking the video right down here. When that's it, guys, we're signing off. Cheerio.